How about now? Can you hear me now, Stephanie? I realized something was awry. So let me start again. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. I am indeed Wendy Y. Bailey. I had some technical challenges a minute ago, so I started over. And so let me repeat some of the things that I talked about. We're going to talk about how to create predictable coaching income in your business. If for some reason you've missed any of the episodes or you want to catch up on some really great content, you can go and watch all more than 100 episodes, or you can listen to them on your favorite podcast app at profitablecoachingconversations.com. Profitablecoachingconversations.com is where you can go and you can access the other episodes. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping. If you're not already a member, go ahead and join the Profitable Coaching Society at profitablecoachingsociety.com. It's the link that's running, the ticker tape that's running below my image. You can also join me on Clubhouse because I am on Clubhouse as well. And I do a lot of training on Clubhouse. So I have training rooms. You can go to profitablecoachingclub.com and join the Profitable Coaching Club. I'm actually doing a room tonight. It's called Fastest Path to Cash Strategies. If you're a coach, you want to be in a position where you always know how you can generate some quick income. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for letting me know that. It looks like I had not turned my mic on, so I'm glad that you let me know. So let's jump into our topic. As a reminder, I'm here every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, but this is a bonus episode for this week. So I thought, let me go live and share this because, as I said before, when I was muted, I'm going to extend an invitation to you guys to join me for a specific program. So creating predictable coaching income really moves you as a coach out of that feast or famine mode. You know, where you have tons of clients at one point, and then once they go away or once they complete their work, you're like, okay, wait, I need to get more clients in my pipeline. Predictable coaching income helps you to anticipate and plan for your successes, for your enrollments, for the clients that you're going to convert. It gives you a system for doing that. So let's get into what's included in that. The first thing I want to share with you about predictable coaching income, it includes well-defined programs. When you have predictable coaching income, you know very clearly what programs you offer, you know when you're going to offer them, and the important thing is you know who you're going to offer them to. So the who is ideal client clarity and the power of one. If you've been on any of my live streaming or any of my events, you know that's an evangelical area for me. You've got to know who your most ideal client is. When you know who your most ideal client is, then you can create a program that offers a solution to your most ideal client and what they really need most. You're also creating transformation for your clients through your coaching. You're helping them change to do something differently. And because of that, they are willing to, what you're offering has high value, and your most ideal clients are always ready, willing, and able to invest in themselves by hiring you and tapping into that value. The other thing I want to say is knowing your ideal client's problem and the solution you've created means you know when you want to start the program. You also have a really great sense of how long the program is going to be. All of that is part of having well-defined programs. I take clients through this process in the Predictable Coaching Income Masterclass. If you are so inclined, I'm offering it coming up in another week or so. You can go to predictablecoachingincome.com, predictablecoachingincome.com, and get all of the details about that upcoming masterclass program. And let me say this, I believe a masterclass is a workshop on steroids. So I have exercises, there are a lot of things that are there to support my clients. And I believe in having you walk away with a predictable coaching income plan. So as I said before, the first thing you want to have in order to create predictable coaching income is you've got to have well-defined programs. I told you what's included in that. You also have to have SMART enrollment goals. SMART meaning specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. That's why the length of the program is so important to know. It's also when you want to start the program, it helps you to identify what you must do in order to create that. That leads me to the third point. The third point being you've also got to have a flexible visibility or marketing strategy. That means that when you see you're 3 weeks out from the start of your program and you don't have the kind of numbers that you want enrolled, then you've got to shift and pivot. You've got to change some things. You've got to try something different than what you've been doing. It's not an opportunity for you to give up. It's an opportunity for you to change some things, to be flexible in what you've created so that you can easily and readily change whatever that is. You can do phone calls if you need to do that. You can actually host a couple of Facebook Lives or a couple of LinkedIn Lives if you're approved for LinkedIn. You can do a YouTube video. You can do a lot of different things to shift and pivot in your flexible visibility strategy. Because remember, hitting those goals, let's say you have a goal in February of 22 and you want to enroll 10 people in your $500 program. When you get to December, you want to kind of see where you are, and maybe you need to tweak what you're doing in terms of your marketing activities. Maybe you need to revisit the plan you have in place. And when it's flexible, you can make changes to it, you can edit, you can audit, you can do whatever you need to do to make sure you're using effective visibility and marketing strategies. As a reminder, we're here talking about how to create predictable coaching income. If you miss any part of this, be sure that you let me know that you're here on the replay by typing hashtag replay. If you're live, go to the comments of wherever you are and say hello and let me know that you are there. Okay. So I've talked about the first two things first three things you've got to have. I talked about having a well-defined programs. That means you understand with great clarity who your program is for, what problem it's solving, and how you're going to solve that problem. You also need to know the length of the program when it starts. You need to know the price of the program, and you need to know what kind of value it is, because people like to know what you estimate as the value for your program. If you're creating programs and you haven't identified the value, it's so important that you understand what goes into value so that you can price accordingly. The next thing I talked about was having SMART enrollment goals. So specific, measurable, attainable, realistic or reasonable, and time bound. That's why you got to know what your program is, the length of your program and when it starts, so that you can actually set goals that track to that timeline of when you start your program. Then I talked about flexibility in your visibility strategy. Whatever you're doing for marketing is supposed to help you hit those SMART enrollment goals. And when you know you're off the mark at a certain point in time leading up to the start of your program, then you can tweak, you can pivot, you can shift your marketing strategy, your visibility strategies, whatever you're doing to make a difference. The story that I like to share is earlier this year when I delivered this as part of a masterclass series. I delivered it, it went well the first time, and then the second time I increased the fee and there were no responses to that. So I said, okay, let me tweak this. So I literally pulled out this masterclass and offered it separately. And when I offered it that way, my enrollment skyrocketed. Okay. So you've got the power to change what you do as you're marketing, as you're launching, as you're moving toward those goals. The next thing you've got to have repeatable business processes. That means you know how you're going to support clients who come to you in the program, whatever it is. If it's a portal, an online portal where they have to log in and all that kind of stuff, you need to make sure that's set up. You've got to make sure your payments are automated. That's part of your business processes as well. So whatever you have in the way of infrastructure, those two things need to be in place. Another one that needs to be in place is you've got to have an automated email system. I call that a CRM, customer relationship management. You don't need to be waiting on people to register to send them an email. You need to have that automated within your system. And when it is, you can really create the kind of predictable coaching income you desire. The next thing is you've got to have a stable infrastructure. Your stable infrastructure means that you've got your customer service in place, you've got your tech support in place. It also means that you've got cloud storage, you've got a team in place to support you so that you can operate in your genius and not work in your business, wasting time creating stuff and setting stuff up. You need to be able to streamline your business, and a team helps you to do that. I talked about payment processing. You've also got to have a way to communicate with your clients. I talked about your CRM or your email marketing. And I'm a big believer in making sure that you automate as much as possible. When you automate your systems and your services and your processes, what happens is it creates a lifestyle of freedom for you. And when you have predictable coaching income and you have a lifestyle of freedom, you're able to grow your business based on all the things you've got in place to support yourself and your clients. Facebook user, good to see you. I don't know who you are, but thank you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, go ahead and say hello. Excuse me. You may also want to let me know that you're here by granting StreamYard permission to actually, so that I can see your name on Facebook for sure. If you're catching the replay, type hashtag replay and let me know you were here. And I will come back through the comments on whatever platform and say hello to you and check in with you. We're walking through the things you must have to create predictable coaching income. And I just talked about stable infrastructure. That means your systems, your processes, the things that you really need to streamline to are already in place and they're working properly. It also means that you have a team to support you so you can operate in your genius, so that you are not fighting with Canva, or you're not, trying to set up something in your CRM. You've got a team in place, they can do that on your behalf. The next to the last thing I'm going to say is, when you have systems in your business, it's always great to have backups. That's what redundant business systems is really about. So you may be using, like I am, ActiveCampaign is my CRM of choice. I also have the ability to send emails in, what is the other thing that I use? I'm not on MailChimp, but I'm trying to remember. I send emails to messages to people in my groups as well. Just make sure you have a backup way of communicating with your clients, okay? You also want to make sure that there's redundancy in your payment processing. I can take payments on Moonclerk, which integrates with Stripe. I can use Stripe without Moonclerk. I can use Square. So think of the ways that you can set up your payment processing and have a backup for it, okay? I have 3 different cloud storages. That's one of the systems that I talk about. I have 3. My primary one, where I warehouse all of my content, is box.com. Box.com. If you have Dropbox, it does the same thing. I've been using Box for about 15, 16 years, so I'm kind of married to it, but I love it. I love it. And I have my Academy content is on Amazon S3. It's a cloud storage space as well. You can use Google Drive. You can use whatever works for you. And I use all 3 of those. I also use OneDrive. So make sure that you have more than one way to perform that particular process and automate that particular process in your business. The last thing I want to give you is, when you are thinking about predictable coaching income, this should actually say you need to create a predictable coaching income plan. That means you put all of these pieces together so that you create a plan that says, this is my program. These are the bits of information about my program. Based on this program, this is the length, this is when it starts, this is the price, and this is my goal for what I want to do. It ties everything up together, right? I said you got to have a well-defined program. So that's part of your well-defined program. I also said you've got to have SMART enrollment goals. That means that they're smart, why am I drawing a blank? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic or reasonable, and time bound. When you have those kind of smart enrollment goals, you know that if you start a program in February and your goal is to have 10 people and each person is paying $500, you can plan for that $5,000 payday in February, right? And when you do that with all of your programs, then you can actually begin to market your programs in a way that supports you in meeting those goals. And if your plan is flexible, you can actually tweak your marketing activities, your visibility strategies, what you're doing to launch to that 500 times 10 number for February. You can see at the end of December that what you're doing is working. You can turn up the volume on it. You can see at the end of December if something isn't working, and you can shift and do something different that does work. That's what flexibility in your visibility strategy means. Then you can also, okay, where did you go? Sorry. You can also do that when you create repeatable business processes. First, you need to identify them, and then you need to document what they are. And I'm thinking things like, how are you going to support your client through customer service? Do you have a help desk if you need that? Do you have a resource that's connected to supporting you? Is someone on your team responding to a team or, support emails? That's part of having repeatable business processes. Think of it this way: if you do the same thing every day, every week, every month, or every year in your business, it's repeatable and you need to document it. And the beauty of having a great team, and I've had some great teams in more than 19 years, the beauty of having a team is they can document the process for you. Hey, Barbara, Beckley, good to see you. Yeah, they can document the process and you can review it and tweak it if that's what you need to do. Okay. So then you've got to have a stable infrastructure. Your stable infrastructure includes your business processes, it includes your systems, tools, and automation vehicles, it includes your client or team communications, whatever you're doing there, it includes your cloud storage, and it also includes all of those processes that plug into those systems, those tools that you have. Then the next thing you got to have is you've got to have redundant business systems. Back up everything that you do. Almost every system you have in your business, you need to have a secondary system as well. I remember, what was it, a couple of weeks ago or last week, Facebook and Instagram went down and people were like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Well, if you had an email list, you could send people an email and say, Facebook is down, but I'm still going to be live here. Or Facebook is down, but I wanted to make sure you know this. That's the beauty of having more than one way to communicate with your potential clients and your existing clients. Hey, Jess Kelly, good to see you, Miss Kelly. Okay, so let me keep moving. The last thing you've got to have, and let me update this while I can. The last thing you have that brings all of this together is you have a predictable coaching income plan. Pull all of these together in one place so that you can review it, you can revisit it, you can make adjustments as you need to every single day, a few times a week, whatever it is, so that you have almost this calendar and this goal plan in front of you. This is like a little bit of a preview of a pricing and value masterclass that I teach called Predictable Coaching Income. And I believe a masterclass is a workshop on steroids. So I give exercises. We do some role playing as part of it as well. I'm there to support you. And there's some really, really, really cool bonuses for you as well. So be sure that you check out Predictable Coaching Income Plan. I'm sorry, predictablecoachingincome.com. Sign up for that masterclass program. And I'll be more than happy to help you walk away with value that you didn't realize was true for you in your programs and set you on a path to creating this predictable coaching income in your business today. As a reminder, if you missed any part of this, you can find the replay at profitablecoachingconversations.com, and be sure to join the society. I'll be back Thursday. I'm on a weird Tuesday, but I'll be back Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern for another amazing episode filled with content. Thank you so much for your feedback, Barbara. Yeah, Barbara's been in she's in the middle of a masterclass program I'm doing right now. So thank you so much, Barbara, for sharing that. So I'll come back and see if you have any questions. Go ahead and type hashtag replay to let me know you watched the replay, and if you have any questions or comments. This is Wendy Y. Bailey, and I'll see you guys Thursday. Take care, everybody. Bye.